Hi everyone, in this video I'll explain the type casting. So how we can change the type of the variables. For example, if I have x equal to 10 and then semicolon. So the type of this x is an integer. So this x contain a 10. I can change the value of the x, for example, to double. But first, I can print x equal to the value of the x and then semicolon. So, for example, if I type run, as you can see, x equal to 10. But I can change the variable x to a double, for example. So x dot to double. This function change the type of the x to the double. But as you can see, the effect of this function is not permanent. So he changed the type of this x to double only in this line. So what we should do? We can either print the value here. So x equal to x dot to double. If I want to print the double value of x. So now if I click run, as you can see, x equal to 10.0. Or we can define another variable. So for example, now another variable called y. So now x equal to x, which is 10, and y equal to y, which is 10.0. So the variable y contains the same value of the variable x, but it has a type double and not integer. Also, there's another concept in the programming which called comment. So this line, for example, I can make it comment. The comment used to illustrate the code. So for example, here in this line, I just define a variable name. So I can illustrate this line of code, defining a variable x. So if another one later read my code, he can understand what I'm doing. And also, the compiler will not execute the command line. So for example, if I'll type this line as a comment, he will not identify this x. He will not execute this line. So he give me an error in this place and error in this place, because the x now is not defined. We have two ways to add the comments. So either a single line comment, we can use the double forward slash, or we can use a multi-line comment. So if I type forward slash and then this star and then star and forward slash, anything between them is a comment. So for example, all these lines I can make it comment, for example. And also from the edit, you can keep in mind these shortcuts. So toggle line comment, comment plus forward slash, or control plus forward slash in Windows. Also there's a shortcut for a block comment. So this line, for example, you can use a command forward slash to toggle comments, as you can see. So if I define value of x is false, it is a boolean value which is simply false. And then if I want to change the type of the variable x, for example, to a string, so var y equal to x dot to string. So to string is a built-in function. You can use it to change the type of the variable to a string. So now if I type run, as you can see, x equal to false and y equal to false. But x equal to value of x, this x has a type of boolean, but this y have a type of string. So what's the difference between them? The difference is, for example, if I use concatenation between the string. So for example, if I type Hassan and then plus Fulayh. So if I type run, as you can see, Hassan Fulayh. In the same way, if I type the value of y plus, and then for example value, so now if I type run, as you can see, false value, false value, false, it is the value of y. So y equal to x dot to string and x equal to false. So he convert false from logical value to a string value. So this y is just a string and we can add it to another string. But this, for example, if I type x plus and then for example value, he give me an error because this x is a boolean value. We can't add to the string value. Also, if we try to display the type of the variable, so for example runtime type, so this runtime type give me the type of the variable. Also for the variable y, runtime type, if I click run, you can see runtime type is a boolean for x and runtime type is a string for a y. Also, what if I want to change the value from string to a number, from string to integer or from string to double? So for example, if I define variable num1 equal to 22, but it is a string value, so this num1 is just a string value, and then I can change the type of this num1 to a number value, to a real number value. I can use num.parse. So this built-in function parse used to change the type of the string to the number. So for example, if I type num in this place and then semicolon, so this function will convert this num1 from string to a number. If I store the value with another variable, for example num2, so this num2 contain a 22 but as a number. We can check this by print num2.runtime. If I click run, as you can see, it is an integer. So he converts this num1, which is 22 as a text, to a number, so it's converted to an integer. You can also, for example, type integer.parse. So we explicitly define the type we want to convert to it. So I want to convert this num1 to an integer value. Also, I can, for example, convert it to a double value. So double.parse num1. It converts the variable num1 to a double value. And now, if I click run, you can see the type or the runtime type of the num2 is a double.